In our next box, we're right under aqueous humor. We are looking at this part that we colored purple there, or that I colored purple, in the front of the eye. That part of the eye is called the conjunctiva. Conjunctiva. And its purpose, it's a protective area of the eye. It contains pain receptors for reflex action. If something is moving toward your eye, your reflex is to blink. That reflex is controlled right in that front area, the conjunctiva. If you've ever had the condition called pink eye, its proper name is conjunctivitis, and that is where it originates. Pink eye is an inflammation. Anytime you hear itis, think of inflammation of that conjunctiva. So pink eye originates in that area. Okay, beside that one, let's go ahead. It's pointing to this area that I have colored orange. This is called the lens. And I told you already, if you have cataract surgery, this is the area that they will be working on. And the lens, it just like you might think, if you think about a camera lens, a lens's job is to focus. It focuses light on the retina. Do you see how important light is in this picture? The only time we really haven't talked about light is in these last two, the aqueous humor and the conjunctiva. Those don't really relate to light. But all of the other parts are there for manipulating light. And that's how we see things. We can't see in the dark. So our eyes bend and shape light into images that we can actually see. Okay, moving on over. Let's just keep going sideways here. The next one is pointing to the ciliary muscles. Ciliary muscles. Your eye has lots of tiny little muscles. And the job of these ciliary muscles, they contract, which means they squeeze, and relax, that's expansion. So they squeeze and relax to change the shape of the lens. So when these muscles move, the shape of the lens changes. It may get round, it may stretch out. Those muscles are there to move that orange piece. It's there to control the shape of that lens in the eye. Okay, one more and I'll stop the video. I just don't want them to be too long. This is the red spaghetti stuff that we colored. This is the optic nerve. Optic means eye or vision. And the optic nerve has a very, very important job. It carries impulses to the brain. Okay, so this optic nerve is what takes the signal. Your eye has bent the light and it's made the image. The optic nerve is what carries that signal, that image, to the brain. all of us have a blind spot. And this one is kind of self-explanatory. The blind spot is the spot where the optic nerve the red spaghetti looking stuff leaves the eyeball. So it's where that optic nerve connects to the eyeball. It's also where blood vessels enter and leave. So light can't be projected onto this blind spot because it's not a solid spot. It's a place where things are coming into the eye and going out of the eye. So you have a blind spot. You don't notice it in your field of vision, but this is where those nerves and blood vessels connect to your eyeball. And they do a really good job of pointing to that. It's this area right in here where all of that connects. Let me make that, I'm not going to leave it, but let me make it yellow so you can see. That area right there is the blind spot where the light can't be picked up. Okay, moving up the line,